What's up, Internet? Fanout Crew here. You got Brian, Jeff, Colby on the other side of the planet or the other side of the bay, whatever you want to call it. We're here with our 5th episode podcast, just hanging out.
We're all very tired. In case you can't tell, we're all extremely tired.
It's been a last 48 hours.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Jeff, we missed you last week, man. How was babysitting the sick family or whatever it was? I know it was bad. Apparently,
it's fun. Good times.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been an interesting week for sure. I know we got a couple of different topics we're going to go through today. So I know we're going to talk a little bit about Loki, which Colby was lucky enough to find time to watch. Jeff and I haven't seen it yet, so we'll probably lightly touch on that. I finally convinced Colby to watch anime, and we'll find out if he likes it or not. What else, guys? We got the trailer for Masters of the Universe came out.
I didn't watch it. How was that? I didn't watch that.
I didn't see it either.
Oh, y'all need to watch it. I got goosebumps.
It's animated, right?
It is. It's Kevin Smith is producing, directing, I think.
Really interesting. Okay.
I think he's doing production and director. But anyways, he's the guy leading it, so he's got all the creative control over it, and it looks beautiful. So Mark Hamill is voicing in it.
Which character is Jason Mewes?
That's a good question. He's probably himself.
He's probably Orca or Orko, whatever the hell's name is. Who is Mark Hamill playing?
He's Battle Cat.
Okay. Nice.
Actually, I don't know. I meant to go. No, I meant.
Oh,
Jason
gotcha.
uses Battle Cat. I actually didn't look. I don't know if he's Skeletor. I could see him.
That'd be perfect, Skeletor. Dude. It's instantly who I thought of, because I could see his Joker voice being perfect for that. You know.
He could use the same voice as Cockknocker.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so Colby, you watched Loki. We didn't. Without spoiling anything, what do you think? Is it worth watching? Are we gonna?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's like it's the greatest thing they've ever done. I mean, that's what do you want me to say?
Is it better than Thor 1 and Thor 2?
So it's really interesting because Thor: The Dark World keeps getting brought back into the MCU. Like in Endgame, they had those little extra scenes and stuff, and like there's little things in this episode, like they keep bringing it back, and it's like it's so good, dude. Hiddleston just absolutely owns this role, and it's funny, dude, because like as soon as Owen Wilson shows up and he's in this show, in my head, all I can think of is him like talking to Loki, and Loki gives him his answer, and he's like, "Wow, I don't know, wow." Like all I could think of is him saying that, yeah. Wow. And there's a scene with both of them that is just like really good character development for Loki, things we've never really seen before, and it's just a conversation. It's nothing spectacular, like there's no like effects or anything. It's just them sitting at a table. And it's really good. There's some really good comedic moments in it. You saw the trailer, right? Like where it shows some of his. You saw the part in the trailer where he is actually like DB Cooper, right? Do you know about that? Okay, so the way they mold that into this episode is really, really organic, and it just works. It's really good. I can't wait to see the second episode. It's the Mephisto theories are already starting. They're already like in mass.
Yeah, I caught some of those earlier.
Yeah, but it's he's not going to be in it, but it's just, dude, the MCU is on cruise control now. I mean, it's almost like they can just put out anything and it's good now, I didn't
know Owen Wilson was in it. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's one of the main sort of like, I guess, agents for this place that Loki goes to.
Well, yeah, he's king shit of the secret time agency or something.
Yeah, I mean, more or less.
I just made that up, but
yeah, it's funny. It's funny because there's this little video that plays for like new people that are like getting, I guess, like their orientation and stuff.
Video.
Yeah, and like this little animated clock just talks with this really thick Southern accent and stuff, and it just works, dude. There's a really funny like bit with the Infinity Stones that you're gonna love. It's hilarious. It's great. It's gonna be a good show.
And how long are the episodes?
Well, the credits are 18 minutes, and the first show was about 45 minutes of actual content with legit like 9 minutes of credits, as Disney Plus is wont to do. But I think most of the episodes are going to be more like WandaVision length, like 35 minute length, if I had to guess. But it's a great first episode.
That's something I've noticed about Disney Plus, and I actually kind of appreciate, is not every episode is the same length. Like with Mandalorian, some episodes are well over an hour.
Yeah,
right.
Some of them are really short.
Some stories require that.
I think that actually, like, there's a lot of episodes and shows I love where they drug an episode out longer than it needed to be because they had to fill up that time block.
Yeah,
and Disney Plus, you don't have to do that, so that the story can tell you what it needs to do.
Or you have the opposite, and they have to cut stuff to make it fit. And it's like, come on, just make it like. It's my understanding that overseas, like the BBC shows, like that's not like that over there. Like the show is as long as it needs to be, and apparently they don't have like defined time slots. You know, like we do. Like everything's so like FCC corporate stuff over here, and it just drives me crazy because it's like. The writers have to like trim a line or two, you know. It's like just make it as long as it needs to be. You know?
Oh, they'll still understand it if we cut that dialogue.
Right,
that'll be okay. And that's like something that would completely change events.
I will go back to
tell
Loki.
You my least favorite. Okay,
I was just gonna say, going back to Loki real quick. Just I can already tell this is gonna be like one of those shows like you're not going to want to be on like your phone or your tablet. Like you're going to want to like pay attention to every single line of dialogue, because there's one sort of exposition scene in this episode that is like so dense, and it completely changes pretty much everything, implications about the MCU, future, past, everything. It's good, man. It's gonna be good. You guys will love it. We'll do a recap after we all watch it. We'll just do like a, not so much reaction, but just a 20-30 minute discussion about it.
Yeah, and I'll say my least favorite thing is I really hate that it releases on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird because like Friday was like their night, man. Like they owned TV then, you know. Was it because of the Bad Batch? Is that when it releases? They didn't want to compete with that. Do you know? I don't know.
I don't know
what the reason was.
Like Mandalorian's not coming out right now. WandaVision's done.
Yeah,
I figured maybe they don't want to compete with the movie theaters now that they're opening up.
That's possible.
Maybe.
I didn't think of that.
Maybe they're just trying to like maybe because this show's wacky and it's all like different than normal. Maybe they're just trying, like they're literally like, hey, we're changing it up for this show. I don't know. Maybe. I
will say, like, Disney Plus got me hooked in a good way for Fridays, because
it was
like for the last couple of years, the only like shows I've like religiously watched on time are The Curse of Oak Island, which is amazing. If no one's watched it, go watch it. It's awesome.
On Disney Plus?
No, it's on History Channel on Tuesdays.
I was like, what the hell is that?
Like other than that show, me tuning in every Tuesday night to watch it, the only other thing I've religiously watched when it comes out is every Friday morning. I'm off work on Fridays.
Yep.
First thing I do when I wake up is watch my Disney Plus shows. I watch Mighty Ducks Game Changers.
I was going to say I was watching that. Mighty Ducks is actually pretty solid. I was impressed with that show.
I love it.
Are you watching that?
There's one more episode this season.
Are you watching the basketball show Big Shot? Dude, I haven't, but it looks a hidden gem,
like the
dude.
Same story.
Yeah, it's a total hidden gem. Like, I'm shocked at how good this show is. John Stamos is actually pretty good. He's believable as a basketball coach, and doesn't seem like he would be, you know?
Yeah, and like Emilio Estevez is my coach. Like if I was ever gonna have a dream coach as a kid, like that's who it would be. And I love those movies. Jeff and I were their bodyguards when they were in town for Pensacon a couple years ago, jokingly.
Who was some of the
guys that play Pete and Pete?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
One of them was a Mighty Duck too.
Yeah, he's in the first
one. We volunteered that year, and we kept running into them places, so we just started acting like we were their bouncers.
Nice.
It was funny.
I forget what happened. Somebody bumped into him or something.
Yeah, somebody bumped into him while we were there.
And I was like, you don't have to worry about anything with us here.
Did I ever tell you my Hodor story with the elevator?
No.
Have you seen Game of Thrones, Jeff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Who has?
I just want to make sure. There's always that one person, But so
spoilers for those of you out there, because I know this is gonna have a spoiler.
It's not really like. So he, the guy that plays Hodor, his name is Christian something. He's
Christian Narn.
Christian Narn, yeah. He's like ridiculous. He's like 6'10". It's stupid how big this dude is. So we were walking on the where the guests are and everything. I got in the elevator. He was taking a break, and I just said, like, I was in the elevator. I could tell he was trying to get on. I said, it's cool. I'll hold the door. And this is before the episode came out, Brian. So, and I wasn't making any kind of a joke. I just said, hey, that's cool. I'll hold the door. And then he stopped. He like froze and like looked at me and was like, what? And because I guess he had just filmed that episode like a couple of months before that or something.
Right. He was probably NDA'd.
Right. He was like, I was like, you can get the next one if you want. He was like, oh, no, it's fine. He said, you startled me. And I was like, all I said was I'll hold the door. And then when I saw that episode, I was like, oh my God, like I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, no wonder it makes so much sense now. It was actually just one of those things that just seems to happen to me, They
actually stole that idea from you.
Evidently.
He got back and was like, oh my God.
That's what it was. Like he had like this like flux capacitor moment. And when I said that, he was like, oh my God, this is it. This is it. Yeah, no.
That was so amazing how they put that in the movie and it like all came together right then.
Yeah, it was. And it's
badass.
And it's one of those things that like, you kind of knew it was coming, but when you see it all together, it actually worked way better than it really should have, knowing how easy it was to figure it out. And it was like, wow, they did that perfectly, Yeah. It was a little wink to the camera, but not really, but kind of was,
Yeah. I don't want to go too far off tangent, but I am so excited to see Matt Smith in the spinoff series.
Yeah.
He's going to be so
Fire House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say what you want. Say what you want about how that show ended. The last 2 episodes are not good. That doesn't change the fact that it was still the best show on TV for 7.5 years. Just period. I mean, it doesn't. People are like, "Oh, Game of Thrones sucks now." I'm like, why? Because they couldn't finish. They couldn't stick the landing. It's still an amazing show.
Yeah, just don't watch the last 2 episodes.
And I didn't think it was that bad. It's not like a Dexter, where I don't know if you guys have seen the last season of that.
Yeah, but they're coming out with another season.
I might check that out. We'll see.
Something you'll come to find interesting if you continue to watch anime, because I'm going to shift gears to anime.
Who's anime?
What tends to
is that some chick?
Whatever. So animes, where they come from, they typically start as a manga, Japanese comic. If the manga hits it off big, it almost always gets an anime show that's based on the manga series. What tends to happen when you have a really, really popular anime that comes out that's based on the manga, the series, similar to Game of Thrones, will run out of content because the manga isn't coming out fast enough.
Right.
So when that happens, you run into one of two things.
Walking Dead syndrome.
Either the series goes off air for a while the manga makes new content, or they start making up their own crap and moving the story forward, or they start adding in a lot of filler to like try to space the story out. So my wife wanted me to recommend to you an anime that you have to watch called Full Metal Alchemist, which actually has 2 versions of the show.
I've not seen it. I know of it.
I mean, I've seen one.
I know of it. I'll check that out.
It's the only anime I'll tell you to watch where I will tell you to watch the dub.
Okay, cool.
Like watch the English version. It has an all-star voice acting cast that is top notch. But the reason why there's two shows is the anime got bigger than the manga, and they ran out of manga content, so they sort of made up an ending for the show that wasn't very satisfying. So they
Brotherhood is the other one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the one that I was checking out the other day.
Okay, they're both worth watching. I watched the original and then I watched Brotherhood, but they both start at the beginning of the manga. It's just like they split paths in the second half of the show because Brotherhood is true to the manga because the manga was finished. So they're both really good to watch, and it's like two alternate versions of the same story.
Yeah, definitely, I'll check those out.
But tell us a little bit about what you watched.
So, basically, for those that don't know, I've made it like my life's ambition never to watch anime. Not because I like have anything against it. I just avoided it. Out of necessity, when we were doing some of our interviews at Pensacon, everybody there was for either a specific anime or just anime in general, and I just didn't know enough about the property to really talk to them very much about it. And I hate to like just sort of nod my head and be like, cool, thank like I wanted to actually be able to talk to them about it like you did, with some of the stuff. So last week you and AJ recommended That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. So I went to Crunchyroll and just sort of checked it out and kind of just fell in love with it, to be honest. It's funny because I don't really care, never really did care for the just visual style of anime. It was just never really my thing. Not to say that it's bad. It's just, I just tend to prefer the more, I tend to prefer the more traditional Western style animation. I don't like a lot of the new Star Wars animation, I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Resistance is unwatchable.
I'll say this to cut in there. I hate animes that are CGI.
Yeah.
Because it's always low budget. The frame rate's really low, so they
it takes you out of it.
The choppiness in their motion. I can't do it. It distracts me.
So I started watching it, and it just kind of took me back to those, NES days playing Dragon Warrior, and I kept coming across these slimes, just randomly, and then I was like, what if one of them was sentient? And I really thought I was gonna want the English dub, and then I couldn't find it, so I just started. It wasn't available on Crunchyroll, so I just started watching the regular, subbed version, and I found that you get used to the voices of the Japanese actors, even though you don't understand them. You get used to hearing that voice with that character, right? So when I found the English version and I started watching it, I was like, this sucks compared to what I was used to, because it's just different. If I had started out that way, it would have been fine, but I got used to it. And plus, if I'm reading the whole time, then I'm not distracted by how much I hate the animation style. So, it's one of those things.
Well,
I'm starting to come around to it, though.
For me, the Japanese voice acting tends to have a lot more the emotion that's
way
in
more,
that language
way more.
works so much better for that.
Especially the male voice actors, at least from what I can tell so far, they just put so much more emotion into it than the English counterparts do, the
English guys have. Huh?
Like aggression wise?
Well, it's just happiness, excitement,
plus,
anger.
You got to remember,
sadness. Everything is in the Japanese voice. It's like the English version would be like, "I really hate that guy," and then the Japanese version, this is going to sound racist because I can't speak Japanese, but they'll be like,
well, it's also
up to the 10th degree.
I actually did some research on it, because I was like, when I started watching the English dub, I was like, why does this seem so different? The characters seem different. And then, because I'd never really thought about the practical implications of doing a dub, there's everything. There's a lot of stuff that's lost in translation. And plus the English, voice actor has to say the same lines in the same amount of time. So they have to change the words a lot. It's not
to say I'm mad at that guy is a 15-second sentence.
So as a test, I turned on the English subtitles with the English dub, and I was shocked at how different they are. And I was like, okay, now I know why it's different. It's literally different. So I started going back to the sub, and it's one of those things that like I'm really distracted when I'm on my I get on my phone, or like I'm just, you know, sort of casually paying attention. You can't do that with the sub, or you just lose it. So you really have to pay attention, and you get, at least for me, I got dialed into the characters and stuff, and I don't know, man, it's just a great story. I mean, this little slime just sort of keeps leveling up, and you know, he just sort of takes over this.
World.
Yeah, exactly. He takes over this forest, and now he has this huge city and has all these like minions and stuff. And he's a badass dude. It's a great show. So I'm gonna try some other ones. Obviously, My Hero Academia is what apparently, like, if you don't watch that, you don't watch anime apparently. So I'm gonna give that one a shot too.
Yeah, that one's really big right now. The other newer one that's really big is Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
most of the anime like cosplays we saw at Pensacon or either My Hero or Demon Slayer.
Yep. I'm definitely gonna check out Overlord, the one that you recommended last time too. I've watched 2 of those episodes. Those seem really cool. Definitely my kind of speed with the video game aspect and the kind of sort of quasi virtual reality, you know, that becomes real. So
yeah, there's that genre.
Sword Art Online is another one I want to check out. It's kind of like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's
actually it's more like Ready Player 2. It sounds like it's exactly like Ready Player 2, pretty much.
Yeah. But good stuff. I'm glad you gave it a shot.
Yeah,
I had a feeling you would like it, like once you kind of made yourself sit down and watch it.
I was telling some people at work about it, you know, and they were like, yeah, that's just like you, because every time I tell them about something new that I found, no matter what it is, like they're like, man, you just like dive in and just get really passionate about stuff, and that's just kind of how I am, you know. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
Keep those B-Rad over here.
Huh?
Really passionate whenever you dive into something.
Oh yeah, it's game over.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of a that's what she said moment, but you know, I set you guys up, and
yeah.
We're all tired, so sorry audience. We're not on our game tonight.
But no, I'm cool. I'm glad you gave it a shot. Are you ever going to give it a shot, Jeff? I know your daughter's really into it.
I don't know. Maybe
one of us.
I just can't read. That's my problem.
Yeah, there's one that I think you would like. That's actually kind of a sports anime. It's a boxing anime.
I got that one too.
It's badass. It's called Megalobox.
Yeah.
They've got this. They call it gear.
It's like Real Steel almost, but of humans.
Yeah. You remember that movie with Hugh Jackman? It's kind of like that, but they wear like these cybernetic like things on their upper body that give them like, you know, robotic extra strength. Like some of it like actually covers their arms. Some of it's just like pistons to make them punch harder. But it's boxing has sort of been taken over by this, and the main character is sort of an underdog that ends up becoming called Gearless Joe, because
I was gonna say he's like Glass Joe in Punch Out. Like imagine him like actually being good. You know?
Yeah, but it's such a good underdog story, and it's probably the best animation I've ever seen in anything. It's really good. Second season is ongoing right now, so it's pretty new.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that one out too. It's just something I'm kind of doing in my spare time. You know, I'm enjoying it so far. We'll see how
Eventually
it goes.
I'll convince you to watch this.
No, I'm never gonna watch that one. I'm putting my foot down on that one.
That's what got me started.
What is that?
Dragon Ball Z. Okay, I remember.
Just kidding, Brian.
Yeah, well, everyone knows who Goku is, but
that's for the listening audience.
But they know who it is. Yeah, I'm wearing the Goku hat. But no, when I was in middle school, me and like every kid on my block that I was friends with, we all discovered the show and loved it. And so like in 6th grade, my house was the first bus stop in our neighborhood, and the show started within 60 seconds of us getting off the bus. So every day we'd get off the school bus and sprint to my house to watch the show, like right as it was turning on.
You're like timing the traffic lights and shit. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I swear to you, I asked my parents for a watch so I could make sure we were like gonna make it on time. And I had like a secret code with my mom to like, in the mornings I'd have the tape in the VCR ready to hit record on if the bus was late or something. And I remember like we were all like 6, middle school kids got there. She forgot to hit record when the bus got stuck in traffic, and we're like, oh fuck, we don't know what's going on now.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, like literally squad of 6.
You're gonna have to explain
Teenagers
to the
just
kids listening what
renting
them. Yeah,
what recording a
kids these days.
VCR is.
Yeah,
These kids these days have no idea.
I probably still have those tapes somewhere. That or stuff's been.
I used to love finding random VHS tapes that weren't labeled. You never know what you're gonna find.
Yeah, you know what those are. The problem is sometimes it's stuff you don't want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy's brother had one. It was labeled 5 Goes West, and it definitely was not that movie.
He was at Petsico.
Nice.
That's like
stuff.
I remember AJ telling me he actually like found porn in the woods once.
Really?
Yeah.
You remember what's his maybe it's William Mann? Rob Mann's older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a tape that was labeled 5
Nice.
West.
That's funny.
Yeah. Terrible. All right. Well, I guess sort of on the anime subject.
All right, go ahead. Talk about pinball. Here we go.
No. The new Masters of the Universe trailer came out today, which is an animated show. I don't know if it's considered an anime, but it's a Netflix series that's going to be helmed by Kevin Smith. The trailer came out for that today. I watched it. You guys need to watch it as soon as you can, but like I got goosebumps. I was so young watching He-Man when I was a kid. I remember liking He-Man and I remember what the people look like, but I don't remember much about it.
Right, the story and stuff.
Yeah, but like watching this trailer, I got goosebumps. The music, it looks really good. The voice acting is on point. The action looks great. I think it's going to be really fun. It's got Mark Hamill in it, I believe, as Skeletor. I could be wrong on that. I haven't checked, but I'm assuming that's who he is. I'm really excited to see what Kevin Smith does with that. And I think this is his first like venture into an animated series.
Apparently he is Skeletor. So I just checked it.
Okay, cool.
Makes sense.
The first thing on Google says Mark Hamill's Skeletor voice is making fans lose their minds. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't want to spoil it.
No, it's really good.
I mean, it makes sense based on some of his other roles. I mean, like who else could do that? Maybe like Hugo Weaving or something. He could pull that off.
He plays a Joker too, doesn't he?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's basically the same voice. I mean, if he wanted it to be.
Yeah, a lot of people have played the Joker like voice wise over the years. Like Mark Hamill was like the quintessential Joker though for the Batman animated series
for like decades.
Most of the Batman Arkham Knight games or Arkham Asylum games, I should say.
At least I know the first two definitely. I'm pretty sure
someone took over for him named Troy Baker.
Yeah, he's pretty good too. He does some other stuff.
Like he tries to.
I think he's the Joker in that Batman versus Ninja Turtles one they did. I think he's the voice of the Joker in that. Did you see that? Came out like a couple years ago.
I did. Yeah, that's really good. The other guy that plays the Joker is actually Richard Epcar, which I've met a few times at conventions. He's a really nice guy. He also voices Raiden in the Mortal Kombat games. I got a phone call. But yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. You guys really did get me thinking about who Jason Mewes is going to be in the show. And maybe he's He-Man and I just don't know any better. It'd be hilarious if he's Battle Cat. Yeah. That is what the cat's called, right? I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
Like the tiger looking thing.
I would just assume, I mean, I don't even know if he's in there, but I'm just assuming
he's in everything Kevin Smith's touched. Like I want to say he's even in like I can't remember if it was the Flash or the Green Arrow. Like Kevin Smith directed.
He is. He's in it. He
was one of the guys in it.
It's kind of like Jack Black and Kyle Gass.
Well, oh my God, the director of.
I mean, it's just like
what the hell's his name? Opie Taylor. What the hell's his name? Oh my God, I'm Ron Howard. He puts his brother Clint in everything that he's in.
Yeah.
It's just sort of like a thing,
Yeah. My favorite movie that his brother was in is a really crappy B horror movie
called The Wraith.
The Tick.
Okay.
Tick.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say The Wraith is a crappy movie?
No, I thought that's what he was gonna say. The Charlie Sheen like
No.
racer movie. Yeah,
I
that's
love that.
dude. That's one of those like really like guilty pleasure movies that like if you find someone that likes it, it's like, hey, we're friends, you know.
kind of like Maximum Overdrive.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
That speaking of B-rated movies and childhood stuff coming back, they also released a trailer today for the Army of Darkness video game.
Oh wow.
Which looks pretty interesting. Like you can be different characters from that movie. It's I think narrated and voiced by Bruce Campbell. The trailer's definitely voiced by him because he's making fun of himself the whole time, but it looks entertaining to say the least. The concept's really cool. The gameplay doesn't necessarily look exciting. It's hard to tell if there's going to be a story mode or if it's more of a multiplayer deathmatch style game. So this last weekend, I went to Tallahassee, Florida for Infinity Con. Got to hang out with some old friends there. Red Eye, Chris, Lance, Mo.
Dude, I haven't seen Lance in forever, man. I saw a picture of him and I could hardly recognize him, man.
Yeah, he's got like the 5 o'clock shadow that's like extra thick for.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him. And because I don't normally see him in a Tuscan either, so I was like, "Who's this?" And I was like, "Oh my god, that's Lance."
Yeah, Mike was out there. Anyways, so a lot of people I knew. Got to see Roxy and finally get a photo with Roxy. I've seen Roxy a few times, but never actually stopped to get a photo. Oh, my buddy Chris Ravenel. How could I forget Chris? Was there. But Roxy was cool. Got to see Lemmy the Lugabeast. Really cool. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just go do a Google search for Roxy the Rancor.
I didn't realize how big that thing was.
Oh yeah, it's stupid. It's scale. It's huge. I mean, they use an 18-wheeler to drive it from location to location, and like it breaks apart into, I don't know, 8 or 9 pieces to bring it or to travel. But it was fun. You know, it's a very small convention. They did not have any celebrity guests. They just had mostly vendor booths. They had a big Super Smash Brothers tournament, a cosplay contest. I didn't make the cosplay contest. That was too ugly.
Speaking of that, we definitely next year for Pensacon we definitely need to go to that.
Oh yeah,
we could get some really cool
we were all
pictures
so
and stuff
exhausted
there. I know, dude.
When we were done, I was like, it's time to go home.
Yeah, because that morning we are like, oh yeah, we'll go do all that, and then we were like,
it hit like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're like, let's go sit down.
Yeah,
we're too old for this crap.
It was fun though. We had a blast doing that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it was the first con I've ever been to that didn't have a single celebrity guest, which was interesting. There was still a good amount of people
about Infinity Con.
Like, yeah, Infinity Con. So no celebrity guests. There was a few like indie comic groups there, and a few comic book artists and stuff, but like no like really big names, but people that have done some stuff. Roxy was definitely their biggest attraction. Got some really cool swag from them too. It was fun. It's a con. I think this was their maybe 3rd year. They had to skip last year because of COVID, but I mean, it seemed well put together. I was really happy because the local pinball bar called Flippin' Great Pinball had space, and they had pinball machines at the
Jesus Christ, you just cannot help yourself.
I made it like halfway through the vendor floor, and I was like, oh, hey, it's a Deadpool pinball machine and an Elvira pinball machine. And so I played pinball for like an hour and talked to the guys that run that place. They're nice guys over there. So if you're ever in the Tallahassee area, go check out Flippin' Great Pinball.
When it was fun. When is your Mandalorian thing supposed to arrive?
I've heard late June, early July. Stern right now is manufacturing the Pros, which is like the the lowest of the 3 tiers of machines they make. Those
so weird. The Pro is like the lame one.
Yeah,
yeah, the whole naming thing is so gimmicky, but the Pro is typically what ends up like on location at bars and arcades because
makes sense.
They're the cheapest model.
They get beat to shit there, probably.
Yeah, like they're still fully featured. There's the whiz bang wow stuff that the premiums and LEs do aren't in the Pro, which means less maintenance for an arcade operator. And most people that are going to go play at an arcade don't know the difference between a Pro, premium, limited edition, whatever. And you save a couple $1,000 on a Pro.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which is a big dang deal. But Pros are being made right now. I think LEs are also being made. And then the premiums, which is what I got, will be made after that. So the premiums are supposed to start being manufactured at the end of June. And I'm hoping, since I got my order in like within an hour of reveal, that I'll get one of the first machines. I actually have invoice number 1 on Turtles, on the Turtles premium.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
That's pretty cool.
0.
So 10 years from now, you can sell it for half what you paid for it.
Dude, these are still selling for like $200 less than what. Like pinball's so crazy. I was talking to buddies.
We've discussed this.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's move on.
Today.
Next thing when we talk about NFTs. So how do we get back to this?
Money.
Let me guess. Let me guess, Brian. You've had a quarter of a beer.
I've had half.
Oh, sorry.
Large beer.
Oh, wait. Okay, yep, go ahead. Wow, I've been here before. Jesus Christ.
Mandalorians. Have I told you I'm getting a pinball machine?
But I actually have another pinball machine that'll be here tomorrow.
Hey, I can talk about my obsession. Don't even get me started. Whoops, I hit the microphone. Don't even get me started, man, with these. Like, I will talk about this shit for like hours.
Yeah.
That's how you get people to
be the only guy to podcast about keyboards.
That's how you really get people to socially distant. It's like, hey, did you know that mechanical keyboards don't have a membrane and they last forever and like they sound better and feel better?
I'll be right back.
Basically, like that's how you get people to get away from you.
I'm a keyboard snob, though. I like my mechanical keys. I like them.
Yo, did I ever tell you the name of these switches? What they're called?
The pandas, or
holy pandas. Yeah, they're so sweet, dude. They're so nice. Not to be confused with pandas, because pandas and holy pandas are come on.
But I actually have a third pinball machine that'll be here Saturday.
Oh, you don't say.
To have something pop up that says "nerd alert."
Nerd alert.
I'll add it in post. I'll put it. I'll put it over your face.
Time machine. You're a fucking nerd. No, we got to rehearse that.
Male or fucking female.
God, those movies were so good. Yeah, a buddy of mine. He is getting a couple new pins in, including the new Guns N' Roses pinball machine, which I hope he's like gonna have a slumber party at his house because I'm gonna play that fucking machine and just get drunk. But he's making room, so
anyway. So Loki is really good, and I marveled at it when I was watching it, and it is low key one of the best shows in the MCU. So like that, Yeah, see, I can do it too.
Yeah, I know. But I offered a spot in my home to foster parent his Outrun, or no, not Outrun, that's a arcade game. Getaway pinball machine. So that'll be fun.
Oh, we're back on that. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Never really left.
Yeah, I'm not foster parenting a animal or anything, just arcades.
Yeah, you got enough of those already.
Yeah, I've got too many.
Animals? Is that what we're talking about?
Animals,
sure.
Arcade games. I mean, you gotta think, this room used to have 3 more machines in it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move in here. And I still can barely move.
So you took 3 out and brought the pinball in.
Yeah. When that construction starts, I don't want anything near all that tile dust, especially a pinball machine with all the moving parts. But.
Oh yeah. How's your insurance situation? Any better? Mine's not.
Better, yeah. Like the guy that we got reassigned to came out. He's got some stuff on order for us now, so we're waiting on him to get enough material staged so that when they actually start doing the demo work that they've got their material to start doing the install.
Ours has been just a whole thing, man. Like I told you how they basically said they were gonna have to send out another like appraiser to like, do an inspection. They didn't even tell me they were coming. They just knocked on my door and I just happened to be here. And I was like, I gotta leave for work. And they're like, oh, it'll only take 10 minutes. I'm like, fine. Like, I'm so over it.
They're so bad about that.
I just want a new roof, man. It's not like I'm asking for like, a new house. Jeez.
Yeah, that was the same crap I was running into. Like I'd reach out and be like, hey, just, I haven't heard from you in a few days. When's the thing? He's like, oh, I plan to be at your house tomorrow at 8:15. I'm like, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Like my wife's going to be at work. Dude, I'm going to be in a meeting.
It was so funny, dude. Like they rang the doorbell and we have one of those, rings or whatever. And Janina was at work and she saw the people and she called me, and I can't really hear on my phone through the earpiece. So I have to do everything on speaker because it's just an old ass iPhone. And like, I answered the call and she's like laying into them. She's like, they didn't call me. What the fuck are they doing? And I was like, sorry guys. Like they could totally hear her, and they deserved it. I mean, but it was just kind of funny.
Well, it's like the most important part of, the most important part about meeting with a homeowner to talk about their home and the work you're going to do is that the homeowner is available to talk when you get there. Like step one is to call them and say, hey,
it's so dumb because the guy didn't even do anything. He literally had the drawing. This is the guy from the insurance company. He had the drawing that the contractor gave to him when he came out and looked at the stuff, and he was like, hey, I'm just coming by to make sure this is all correct. I'm like, yep. You can see the spots on the ceiling. It's all correct. And you can see the shingles on the roof are coming apart. So why are you here? Like, just do it, but hopefully I mean, this shit's just been sitting in my driveway for 2 weeks, dude. It's like taking up one of our parking spots, and I know I'm going to get a nail in the
shingles and stuff. Yeah.
I know I'm going to get a nail in the tire any day now. I'm just can't wait for that. But anyway, let's you want to go ahead and wrap it up?
Yeah, I think so. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too. I gotta get up at 5:30. So stupid work.
Yeah, I'm off tomorrow, but I'm installing a new gate in my fence and cutting the grass. So tomorrow.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We're gonna go ahead and end it here. Look out for some Loki videos from us. We will probably just, do some discussion videos about it. It's going to be a great show. I'm really looking forward to it. Brian, Jeff, anything you want to add before we end it?
Tebow fever.
Oh God. I think he's, I'm rooting for him, man. I really am. I mean, I hate the NFL compared to college football, and that's a whole other podcast topic, but, I like to see people succeed, especially when there's no reason to hate this guy, even though he's a horrible quarterback. Earmuffs, Jeff. There's no reason to hate him, so
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I'll say something, I'll have an inspirational moment. Something I always tell my youngest brother, and I think you watching anime is a good example of this. Try something new.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you might like it. You might not, but worst thing you can say is like, yep, I tried it, I don't like it. But yeah, give something new a shot. Even Colby can like anime, so who knows, you might like pinball. Go try pinball. No,
I love pinball and just don't have one, Yeah.
No, I meant for our viewers because I need that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But no, just try something new, you might like it.
Cool. Well,
wise words of the day.
Yeah. Don't try drugs though. Those are bad.
Well, people might like it.
What is it,
Judge?
What is it they say in that Love Actually? He's like, don't buy drugs. Become a pop star and they give them to you for free. And then they cut the commercial. I'll cut that out. Don't worry.
Your goals and aspirations.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll fix it in post.
That's why you wanted to start a podcast.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. This has been Fan Out Podcast episode number 5, and we'll see you in the next one. Fan out.
Fan out.